Hey guys, a lot of you have noticed that in some of my tree climbing videos, I'm wearing a rock climbing harness with lanyard ring attachments. And so you've asked, TREEfool, how do you do that? It's pretty easy, and today I'm gonna show you how. All you need for this modification is your harness, 2 rappel rings. I originally used this cheapo ring that I got on a rock climbing trip in Arizona, but Tree Stuff sells a legitimate 32 kilonewton rated ring that's anodized for the exact same price. And the third item is 7 to 8 feet of webbing, and that really depends on how big you are, and you can always cut off the excess, so I recommend going bigger. Start off by sliding 1 rappel ring onto an end of the webbing, pulling it through, and then tying an overhand on a bite using the rappel ring. Now don't pull it tight yet because we'll do some adjusting later. Take the other end of the webbing and slide the second rappel ring onto it, and then tie the exact same knot, an overhand on a bite, using the rappel ring. Now take one end of the webbing that you just tied your rappel rings to and start threading it through the gear loops on your harness, going over and under. The gear loops will not be taking any of your weight. You simply thread the webbing through them so that the webbing stays in place while you're climbing. Now at this point you can adjust the position of your rappel rings. Simply loosen the knot and pull it forward until both rings are sitting at the front of your harness. I like to have my rings about 1 inch in front of my hips. The final and most important step is to take one end of your webbing and thread it through both the belay loop and the loop that sits directly above your leg loops. Grab the other end of the webbing and then tie them together using a water knot. After you finish tying your water knot, make sure that you have at least 3 inches of tail on each side for safety reasons. Then try on the harness, and if everything fits appropriately and in the place that you need it to be, snug down all of the knots. No sewing required, and now you have lanyard attachment points on your harness that are rated for life support, assuming you tied the right knots. My daddy wanted me to tell you, thanks for watching, goodbye, and be safe. I totally forgot to tell you guys that I was interviewed on Hang Your Own Hang podcast, and it was super fun. Go check it out. I'll leave a link below the video. This tutorial is fast, so pay attention. This is the technique that I use the most because it allows you to easily ascend your rope and have it cinch around the branch. But then when you need to remove your rope from the tree, you actually have a full length of rope to really hook your ascender onto and give it a good tug to get your rope out of the tree from the ground.